Hey Cruiser, welcome back to Cruising Chris Craft. I'm Josh Wells, and today we are adding a Chris Craft emblem to our swim platform and going over it for one final round of sanding. We're in the home stretch of the project now, Cruiser, so like and subscribe down below and see how it turns out. All right, let's get started. This design was introduced in the 30s, and I love everything about it. Chris Craft designed this heraldic crest or coat of arms to represent their boats as affordable for every man, but fit for a king. And it's not like an artist decided that all the different parts just look good together. They put some serious thought into this magnificent coat of arms and designed it according to heraldic traditions. I wish I had time to go into every little bit of detail, but I'm going to try to describe this quickly. Right on the top is an outline of Miss America 1, a boat built by the Smith family who won the Harmsworth Cup for the United States in 1920. The rising sun behind the boat symbolizes a new day dawning on the water. These red lines going from top left to bottom right are for safety and sincerity. The ship in the right corner was an honor awarded to those who did great things on the sea, and it's colored black and blue for dependability and truth. And finally, those two black geese on the bottom left stand for strength, speed, and resourcefulness. How cool is that? Owning a Chris Craft makes you feel like you're standing in the wake of greatness. I know if Stargazer could talk, she would say, "I'm known around the world for my record-setting achievements. I'm sturdy, stable, and swift. You can place your faith in me. I'm reliable and true. I'm the boat that greets a new dawn on the water." Wow. People like to say pictures are worth 1,000 words, and this one is worth at least 4 dozen. I'd love to spend more time talking about the coat of arms. Maybe we can do a whole video on the crest in the future. Let us know in the comments down below if that's something that you'd like to see. We decided that we're going to inlay this piece into the swim platform, embed it so it looks all nice and flush with the deck. I think it'll look great. First off, we're going to outline it. The emblem's pretty thick. We're going to just have to cut out a shallow inlay for it to start. Then I'm going to shave slowly down from there. I'm tracing the outline of the emblem first, so I know exactly where it's going to go and where I'm exactly going to cut. Remember, once you start cutting this thing, you've started. There's no going back from there. This is your last chance to make sure you like the placement of it and the way it looks. I know it's exciting, but you've got to take your time. You can only really do this once. You want to be gentle with your chisel, and you want to use it with the flat side down. If you're not familiar with chisels, there's a face to it. There's a side with a 45-degree angle, and there's a side that's flat. The flat side cuts straight down. If you're chiseling at an angle, you want the flat side to be on the bottom and the angle to be on the top. I know it sounds simple until you start cutting the wrong way, and it grooves into something that, well, you can't put back on. Once the wood is removed, we're going to use a brush to sweep the excess shavings away and wipe it out. Then we're going to see if there's enough space for the emblem to fit. If you have to make it a little wider, don't forget to mark the space again before you start carving. Take your time, make it look nice. I like the idea of the emblem fitting into a perfectly cut space so the outline follows the shape and it looks like it's always been a part of the platform. Isn't that beautiful? I'm gonna go ahead and fill it over with epoxy and leave it to dry. This way it has a super hard casing all the way around it. We're not done yet, but don't forget to like and subscribe down below so you can see the finished platform once we're all done. Stay tuned because up next, it's the moment we've all been waiting for, more sanding. There you can see the emblem, nice and flush after being epoxied in. After all this time, and after so many sanding sessions with this thing, it's finally our last hurrah. This is when you finally bust out the 200 grit sandpaper and go for every last bump and lump. Don't forget to wear a mask. You're not going to want to breathe any of that in. And be patient. I know. It's like patience is the word of the day every day around here. But it's important. You want to take your time and make sure that you get every last imperfection left on this thing. And I do mean every last one. Any groove that you skip at this point is going to turn into a crack or a problem area that you're just going to have to resand in 6 months anyways. So why not get them all done now? Since I have my brand new Emblem on top of the platform, I'm taking extra care to make sure that the edges around it are buffed out and everything looks right. The wood around the Emblem is grooved down just a little bit, just like a 1/16 of an inch. That way, when we put the varnish on, the Emblem gets a little extra layer of UV protection. Finally, I'm taking a break from the sander to go over the platform by hand to get between the grooves. I'm making sure that the little details don't get missed. I'm looking for any pits or grooves that need to be done now so there's no problem areas later. So much of the work on this platform is already behind us at this point. It's just time to take a deep breath, slow down, and do the last bit of touch-up by hand. Because when we're all done, we're gonna have the prettiest platform in the marina. Thanks for joining us today, Cruiser. We love you. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below to keep up with our latest DIY projects. Until next time, I'm Josh Wells, and remember, the Vikings were excellent sailors because you can lead a Norse to water, but you can't make him sink. See you soon, Cruiser.